Hello, everyone, and welcome here to this game of StarCraft. That is game number 2 in a best-of-3 series here in our in-house Brozone Layer tournament. My name is Thako, and I'm joined here today by Snow. How you doing over there?
Very good. Looking forward to this game too to see how this turns out here. Very interesting game one.
It was quite a good game. And we will see here the same participants as our red Zerg player. It is from the Brozone Layer, Thako. And his opponent, as our blue Protoss player in the upper left-hand position, it is gonna be Biklpancakes. And I just want to say, like, hilariously, even though I'm no longer observing these games, I'm still doing the spirals around the bases when I'm saying the introductions. Just feels weird to say them without doing that.
Nice. Yeah, having to take over observing from you, I could see how that would be tough.
Cry yourself a river with that better internet.
Hey, I like my internet.
Who wouldn't? We do have a lot of in-base play coming here out of Biklpancakes, as he's going for that in-base gateway. Not going to be going for any type of fast expansions on this map, which we do see a little more of out of Protoss players these days. Because taking that fast third on the goal is really nice.
Yeah, I mean that, especially for Protoss, you put a couple cannons up there, you wall off your main, and that's pretty unassailable from Zerg early.
We also have seen several players do the really cool move of putting Tempests in that bottom right of their main base, which covers all of the ramps that they have to protect.
Yeah, I mean that's quite an insane play. Quite a popular build order at the moment, though.
It's a little fragile to get up to, but if you can get there, it's crazy.
Yeah, and protecting that gold for Protoss early is just devastating.
I want to retell this joke because I loved it. So, Day9 told this the other day when he was casting. We got Biklpancakes here going for this 2 probes in each gas geyser. Because when a pro does that, they have everything worked out down to the exact mineral count, and they know how everything's being spent. And this is their optimal gas to mineral build. For those of us at our level, it just makes you look like you know what you're doing.
That's almost as important.
Yeah, it really is. Like, you get in there, you see it, and it really psychs you out. You're like, whoa, this guy's good.
It's like, I really want to figure out how to just one phrase in Korean, just so I could type it before the games.
Really, it could even be just into clipboard, so you can just copy and paste it into chat.
Yeah, let's get real serious, simple about this. Don't even have to memorize it. And we are seeing a triple hatch from you though, which is
It is after pool though.
Yeah, a 14 hatch into a 14 pool into triple hatch.
There's actually 15 pool.
Oh, all right.
Into 16 hatch, I think 18 maybe there.
Well, nonetheless, greed coming out from you. Whereas we are seeing an expansion from Pancakes here, which interesting that he didn't go for the gateway sidecar on the low ground as a wall off.
Well, that's partially because he's going for this really early Stargate up in his main base.
Hey, there we go. That's yeah.
That does help lead into that awesome Tempest play. But we could probably expect to see some Phoenixes, right?
Or Oracles, maybe.
I think if I was going to go Oracles, I would either have done it proxied or a little faster.
That's true, but we don't know.
A lot of lings moving around here for Thako, trying to just check that gold base.
Now that's a really good scout here, to be honest, just to make sure. You want the knowledge of whether or not that gold's taken. It can be devastating if you don't notice that.
Because the power of that gold base for the Protoss player is Zealots. They can just get a ton of them.
And as we know, as we saw earlier in the game, Zealots do really good against Zerglings and Roaches.
Yeah. Zealots are really strong.
They just have a ton of health and do a ton of damage.
It is Phoenixes, though. I believe we have one of them produced so far up on the top of the map.
Yep.
And that can, at this point, that's really just cleaning up overlords and telling Thako, hey, you need to go back to your base with those. You don't get vision like this.
Yeah, and we are not seeing any type of spores out of you, so that could get real interesting.
I don't think any vision of this has been granted yet. Yeah, the Stargate is still hidden, and the Phoenixes haven't been revealed yet.
Yeah, No, unscouted, but I don't know about you. As a Zerg right now, I definitely like to get some spines out early. Or spores, sorry.
Yeah, I would love some spores at this point. If I had known about this a little earlier, or even just about the Stargate, I probably would have tossed down spores for Oracle defense.
True. Alright, we see the Phoenix coming in here. Oh, just by itself, so... Oh,
Yeah.
some Phoenix versus Overlord micro.
So going for pretending to be the hallucinated Phoenix, just like flying in, hitting a little bit, flying out.
Although, if you were watching, you would have noticed the damage actually go down.
Yeah. And you'll notice that their spore crawlers going down in every mineral line, so
Yeah.
that was revealed.
That's always a good thing.
And I do buy into the school of thought of 2 spore crawlers per mineral line, really to get that full coverage.
Yeah.
It's a slightly more expensive way to go about it, but you don't lose anything once it's done.
Yep. And we've seen one too many games, pro, not pro, whatever, just been lost on little corners that an Oracle or a Phoenix can get into and just kill stuff.
It can get pretty devastating. We do see our second Stargate coming in here, so we're going to have a pretty heavy dedication to this airplay.
Yeah. And honestly, this is a strong play. I think even post-patch, they didn't really do anything to nerf air other than making the Hydralisk better. But even so, I think the airplay from versus Zerg by Protoss is still really strong.
Yeah. And we see Thako droning heavily, getting his Evo chambers, and going up to an infestation pit before anything else.
Now, that's a very quick infestation pit. It could be a good counter to some of the air that we see out. Like, if the Protoss gets a lot of like Void Rays or something like that, sometimes the only thing you really can do is hope to catch them in a fungal.
Yeah, good Ling wave being produced at this point. Still waiting to see exactly what the choices are here as... I mean, we have 3 fully saturated bases here for Thako, and it's Swarm Hosts.
Oh.
Really early Swarm Host here with that +1 Enduring Locust coming in together.
That's going to be very interesting. There's not a whole lot of attack paths on Habitation Station, so you can do a pretty good job of really clogging things up and getting in a siege with Swarm Hosts.
Yeah. And with the heavy dedication to air coming out of Biklpancakes still, I would expect to see something a little more reminiscent of the base trait here.
Yeah.
Because neither player... I mean... Thako can't kill Biklpancakes. He doesn't have any of the units required to do that.
Forcing a cancel on the gold base is very good, though.
A lot of extra queens in production here. I think Thako is starting to get wind of the airplay and is trying to think of the best way to work around that.
Honestly, a Hydra pit wouldn't be amiss here. Swarm Host with some Hydras on top of them. Pretty.
That would be pretty devastating. A little heavy on the gas, though.
True.
So the queen is just a mineral unit. Phoenixes are sitting over Thako's gold base, not letting him expand up there. So it's a pretty, it's a goldless game.
The scout just happened, though. You now have wind that Void Rays are on the field. A little bit of a Ling run by.
So everything is revealed at this point, short of the, I mean, the Swarm Hosts still aren't known to Biklpancakes, but he's got the units he needs to kill them. Maybe short observing units, but that won't last long.
Yeah.
Push comes to shove, he just chronos out an Oracle and uses Revelation a lot.
That's very true. Although we don't see a Robo anywhere.
There's not a Robo. Thako was able to sneak a drone past the Phoenixes and get that fourth base set up at the gold.
Now that could be really clutch here. It's gonna get scouted immediately by Pancakes, but I'm not sure there's really a whole lot he could do. Well, the Void Rays are coming out here.
The Swarm Hosts are out on the map. It looks like we've got 6 queens there moving around, trying to go up and kill off those Phoenixes.
The Queen hit squad. So mobile.
Without that good creep spread from last game, though, I don't think it's going to work.
Void Rays forcing a cancel and a remake. Oh, so much transfuse. There's the transfuse.
It was a little late, but it came down.
But I mean, a lot of Void Rays, though.
Yeah. And there's the Fleet Beacon coming in, so we're going to see that Tempest play we were talking about. Gonna see if he becomes aggressive with them or sits defensively on that.
That is true.
We got Lings going back up into the gold, so I think Biklpancakes is gonna have that denied once again. Unless he can get back to save it.
Army coming.
Oh, and the Lings engage with the army. They could have probably forced the cancel there if they had stayed attacking the base.
Indeed, but now we are seeing the siege.
The swarm hosts are here, and we still don't actually have observing units on this side of the map.
The free unit strategy, always a popular one.
Especially against these Void Rays that are not killing the Locust very fast. And we do have a decent swarm host count here. What is that? That's 13 swarm hosts already. The Queen's making their sweet old time across the map up top here.
Although we did basically just see the ground army of Pancakes get evaporated.
It's true. Swarm host coming down here to use Locust to check to make sure there is not a base on the bottom. And now knows there's not.
This Void Ray count is starting to get kind of scary, though. We're seeing 10 Void Rays on the field. It's getting up there.
That gold was denied once again for Thako, and Bickles is done and could be saturated here.
Tempest right now coming in, though. That's going to be even more devastating to that Swarm Host play if we can get vision on.
The Robo Bay just finished. We still don't see an observer in production.
Oh, +2 ground going down. That's big.
Denied. I didn't know that it said denied in the bottom right there. That was pretty awesome. Just makes it feel a little better inside. But I mean, these Void Rays have free reign over Thako's base right now, as we do see a whole lot of Spore Crawlers attempted to be constructed, but they're not going to finish in time. The Locusts, on the other hand, are tearing through Biklpancakes natural. Both players are losing bases here, and we may be entering just full-on base trade mode right now.
Yeah, and that skill button from the Void Rays is devastating.
Yeah.
However, the Spores are doing some work now.
Yeah. These are a lot of low-health Void Rays now, so I mean, if anything comes out that can kill Void Rays, they would do it pretty quickly, but we don't see anything. There's a Spire, but nothing being produced off of it. I mean, nothing being produced, let's be completely honest with ourselves right now. And the Observer parked right on top of those Swarm Hosts, granting vision for this Tempest, as he tries to kill them off. Can he get this one? So close, is it gonna die? Nope.
Oh, the Transfuse.
Watch Transfuse on that.
This lone Tempest is attempting to be the hero that Protoss deserves. It is not quite getting there. These Locusts are just starting to tear into them. Oh no, the Void Rays have gotten to the Swarm Host.
That's a little unfortunate there, as the Queens do try to get up into this base, but they are so slow off of the creep.
Oh, I almost would like to see an Overlord with this to drop creeps or to put down some tumors.
Or a nice Nidus Worm or something to come across the map. And the Swarm Hosts are being cleaned up by this air, but the Queens are finally up there engaging, transfusing each other, really keeping themselves alive. There's one Queen dead. That's the first Queen out of this hit squad to die, and they're cleaning up the Void Rays.
We do have the gold base got up for Protoss. I don't know how long that'll be up, but it should be interesting nonetheless.
He got that up a little while ago. He's going to have some trouble getting out any probes to that base, though. These Swarm Hosts have pretty successfully sieged the main.
Now, Thako is running 8K, 4K as a bank, but no production facilities really remain. Although Aspire is still here, so a crapload of Corruptors could change the course of this game.
There's a single hatchery left on the map here for Thako.
However, that is, more production than Protoss has.
That is true. That is all those very susceptible to just a move across the map by the Void Rays and a snipe. They could probably pull that off if they tried. But it looks like this is going to be the last stand of the Queens. If they can hold off against this Void Ray count. These are very full energy. One has died. The second one's being focused down, but good transfuses keep it alive. Switch targets, but still the transfuses are going down. These Queens are not dying. And they're starting to whittle away this Void Ray count.
That just goes to show that Queens are unkillable. And should be nerfed, Blizzard. No, I'm just
Queens
kidding.
OP.
Don't do it. I like them.
We got a Roach hit squad moving across the map now. Let's see if he can find anything to kill. And not get killed by all these Void Rays that are now parked outside the gold base, as this is the last hope of our Protoss player.
I really would say, instead of these Roaches, if these were Corruptors, this game's over.
There's
Oh,
the
there's
GG.
GG
That base is gonna fall before anything can really happen there. Um, in hindsight, I'll go on record saying I forgot I had Aspire.
Well,
I thought it had been sniped by the Void Rays.
still, Queen Micro OP. And
That is a high kill count set of queens there, considering it's all Void Rays.
yeah, right. That's a lot of resources. Now, the interesting thing about this game is just the base trade. Very, just I think Pancakes would have almost been better off with trying to sneak out any probes he could onto the map, putting pylons everywhere, and just trying to kill you with the Void Rays.
Yeah, and if we do look at the bottom right base that Thako had left up in mining, there were a lot of spore crawlers there.
True, but when he was killing you up in the main, those did not exist yet.
It's true. Coming back was a bit of a mistake there for Biklpancakes. But I mean, that's that tough decision making in the base trade. What do you do?
Yeah, especially because, there was a real chance that he probably could have turned that, depending on the queen energy. A couple more Tempests, though, may have turned that whole thing around, too.
I mean, really, the fight started before either one of us was really ready for it, too. No one quite had the tech they needed yet.
Indeed, indeed. But a good series, 2-0. You take the upper hand here. And so that leaves us, you're in Group A, I believe, so you are into the winner's match of that group.
Mm-hmm.
Should be.
And Bickle will drop down to the loser's match, waiting on the results of the other game of the group to find out who will play.
Yep, now Bickle not out of it yet, but tougher road.
It's true, much longer one, too.
Indeed.